A very common type of calculation problem involves using a pH or a pOH or a concentration H3O plus or concentration OH minus and coming up with the other stuff, which at first may seem kind of daunting. But if you understand the relationship among those things, then it's no big deal. And that relationship is, if you know Kw and that's a capital K, one of them you know all of them. Alright, so that is the basis for this simple qualitative explanation. In fact, I'll write that word here in case anyone's skipping through these videos. This is qualitative. Okay, it's kind of a roadmap, and I haven't written this out this way before today, and we'll see. I'm hoping it'll work pretty well. So the first thing I want to point out is our definition. Our definition of pH was that it was the negative log of our concentration of H3O plus, or a negative log of the concentration of H plus. And we had this definition for pOH, that it was the negative log concentration OH minus, right? So as we look at these two things, there is a relationship that we can work with, and that relationship we wrote down in the previous video. We can work among these things using the idea that pH plus pOH equals Kw. Alright, the sum of those things is going to be Kw. So if you know Kw and you know pOH, you can get pH by subtraction. So I think that is a useful way to work around there. If you know pH, you can get H3O plus. If you know pH, you can get pOH, and if you know pOH, you can get negative log of OH minus. So that's working in that direction. It would also be useful for us to work in the other direction, and I'll use slightly different shades of these colors. Undoing pH, we know that 10 to the negative pH is our concentration of H3O plus. And we know that 10 to the negative pOH is concentration OH minus. And using a similar relationship to this, we can move between those two things as concentration H3O plus times concentration OH minus gives you Kw. So once again, knowing Kw and one of these things will allow you to get the other. And just so we're clear, once you know one of these things, you can work your way back right there, and you can work your way back right there to get a pH or a pOH. So there is this uniformity in terms of these calculations. Knowing one of these four things and Kw, you can get the other of these four things. And once again, as a quick reminder, a very, very, very common shortcut at 25 degrees Celsius, Kw is 10 to the minus 14th. And that means that pKw is 14. Alright, so this is the basis for the calculations we'll be doing in the next video, and you can look back at this as a cheat sheet to kind of work your way around. And I think once you see it once or twice, you'll get the hang of it very quickly, because they're all the same.